Hello everyone, my name is Stevetvonline and I am going to be submitting Carto to the marathon. This game came out on October 27th of 2020 and it's a puzzler game where you actually get to control where all the pieces are in the entire game. So this is a puzzler that you get to control for yourself, and since the release there's actually been quite a few tricks that have been uh, applied to this, so I'm going to be explaining them as well as trying to do my best to do the optimized route in this. The timing will begin the second that I hit beginning here. In 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, and first off, the first thing that we are going to do in this game is we're actually going to skip the first cutscene by hitting the B button. And the story goes that Carto was traveling along with her grandmother, and she found the map, the magical map that allows for her to move the world around. And when she moved it, she moved everything, Thunderstorm, into the blimp that they were flying around in, and Carto got knocked down. So now she's going to try and figure out how to get to her grandmother. So the first thing, this is kind of explaining exactly how you move the pieces. So you can move the pieces any way that you like. You can rotate them as needed as well. You also have to put the pieces together so they match up with each other. They can't do specific things. They can't match up with the wrong pieces. So right there, we wanted to move the map right there. This is finding new pieces. We're going to be using those a lot in order to continue throughout the game. So we're going to move that piece up first, and then we're going to add in the other piece. Then we're going to go down here, we're going to pick this piece up, and we're going to move this one over. Once we move that one over, we are now going to run over this way, and we're going to pick up this piece. We are going to then rotate this piece 2 times, and then we're going to pick this up. We're going to bring out the next piece and move it and set it over this way. So like I said, this is very optimized by the world record holder right now, Nagel. He is very good at the game. We're going to move this over, we're going to move this down about right there, and then we're going to move this piece up right there so that we can move over here and we can talk to this guy. And he's going to say, this place is so small and it's full of mermaids, but I'm also lost. I don't know where the east is. My house is on the east. Can you please take me over there? So that's why we're setting him right there, because it's closest. We're going to move him over here. We're going to drop in. We're going to pick up the piece, and then we're going to move this over here. We're going to move this down here. Move this piece right about there, and then we're going to move that piece right there, so we can now add in another character, which is this little kid, and he says, hey, you wanna try and find Cheyenne? You can go to the woods. She's over there in the woods. So what we're going to do is we're going to set that down. We're going to set that down. We're going to move this over. Unfortunately, I forgot to, you can turn that middle piece that just spawned in, you can turn it 2 times to make it just a little bit closer, but it's only about 2 seconds of time lost. It's not that big of an issue. So that's Cheyenne, and Cheyenne is running away from her parents because this is actually her coming of age at about 15, I believe. And at that time, she has to move off of the island. That's what everybody in her entire town has done since the beginning of time, and she does not want to move away. So because of that, we're going to go and talk to her, and she's going to say, hey, I have to move away. Do you want to go with me? We'll become friends. We can travel together, and we'll help you figure out what you want to do while I figure out where I want to live. So right now, this is just a bunch of mashing. And I've kind of explained the story in short details. It's not... I mean, the story is really good if you play this casually. This is a fantastic game to play casually, and the story is hilarious. But now we are going to go and we are going to grab her some soil so she can remember the place, because she loves this place. She doesn't want to move away from it. So we're going to go over here, and this is why we move the pieces in this specific order, because all we have to do is run over here, grab the soil up, and then we're going to run right back over to her, and we have now... Oh, did you find some soil? You could have just walked over to the left, Shane, and I promise you that. It was that easy. So Carto doesn't really say much throughout the entire game. The only thing, she nods a couple of times, she says her name, and then she says a map at the very end of the game. So now that we have that, we are almost done with this first chapter. I know, it's very fast, but what we're going to do is we're going to go around this way specifically because we have to make the northern dock, and then we have to talk to this lady. We cannot continue on without talking to her. So we're going to talk to her. She says, I have this boat. If you're on this trip and you see my son, can you please give him this boat? Then Cheyenne's like, oh, we're here already? Yeah, we're going to say, yeah, we're ready to take off. So before we take off, though, these are Cheyenne's parents, and they're going to want to talk to her. This is a parting gift. And then, yeah, because they're supposed to never see Cheyenne again. So here we go. We're going to get our hug from our mother. We're going to have her the father come in as well. And then it's just a lot of cutscenes here. So what I'm doing right now on my phone is I actually have a picture that I have taken that I have to have out. Otherwise, later on, I'm going to run into some issues with a couple of things. So I have it up. Don't have to worry about it. So one of the funnier lines is coming up right here. She says, "Thank you, everybody, and now I'll be back." This kid says, "Say hi to the lobsters." Then the guy over there, that poodle's talking. He calls the kid the poodle, and I just find it hilarious for some reason. And like that, we are now done with the first chapter. What do you know? Alright, so this is just them traveling together on an adventure. And here we go on to Chapter 2. Now, Chapter 2 has some funny moments going on with it, and this is actually, if this is chosen, there's a couple of, there's one of the first incentives that are in this level, and that's the cheer up the plant. I'll explain it in just a little bit once we get over to here, but first, we're going to grab that page and we're going to move up to here. Well, actually, we are going to move this over, and then we're going to place that right there for the sole purpose of a little bit faster movement. This is Mo. Mo is a sheep herder, and he's supposed to be watching over his sheep, and as you can tell, he's actually not really paying attention to his sheep. So we have to go find him for him. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run down here and we're going to talk to Silvio. I'm going to call it Silvio. There's a couple more, but I just don't exactly know which sheep this is. So he's ignoring us. He won't follow us. So why don't we find something more delicious? The ant of the village knows what to do. So we're going to go talk to her by using that piece that we just got, and we're going to go over here and talk to her. And she says, "Hey, if you pick up these berries, then almost any animal will follow you because they're delicious. But be careful, though, because if you pick the wrong fruit, then they're poisonous." Luckily for us, we don't have to worry about that because we will always pick up the right fruit. And we're going to go down here and we're going to collect 3 different sheep. Here's number 1. Here's number 2. And then number 3. And while we're down here, we're actually going to be rearranging some stuff. We're going to turn that a little bit so that we can move this up here, go over here, so it's a little bit faster for us to go over here. And plus, it'll help us out in just a little bit because we found Bradley, we found Veronica, and we found Silvio. However, we're missing Penelope. Penelope is in some sort of mountains here, so we're going to move this over and we're going to move this down like that. This is going to spawn in one more area, and we're going to run down and we're going to talk to Penelope. "Hello, Penelope. Will you follow us? We have something yummy." Run all the way up here, and we can talk to Mo again. So Penelope is now good. We found it, and he says, "Hey, why don't you talk to my dad?" But first, in order to get to the next piece, we have to feed Penelope one more thing because she is a fat little sheepy. So we're gonna put this piece down, and I'm gonna focus here a little bit, and I'll explain the trick as it's happening. So I turn that around, and we're gonna pick up this piece. We're gonna pick up this piece of paper here, and when I do, I'm going to run back down here, and in a frame-perfect trick, I'm going to be placing, going into the map and turning it. That allows for us to not have to pick up that other piece of paper that you just saw. So right now, I'm moving stuff into position here so that I can, once again, set stuff down. I'm going to move this over here so it's a little bit faster. And then we're going to grab this piece. This piece is going to be one more curved piece. We're going to set that down right there, and then we're actually going to move this over to about there. We're moving this down, and we're moving this up like that, putting this down right here. So we have everything all set up, and we can run over to here, and we can then talk to Mo's dad. But the first thing we have to do is we have to move this down so we are able to go into here and actually get to the dad. Now, we cannot turn stuff, unfortunately, because some of these pieces are locked in place. There's a couple of those throughout the run, but this is the first one we run into. So this is Mo. This is the dad. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. But he is a herbologist, basically. He likes to know about plants, and he wants to find out where we're from. So we get to go down into the book and find out exactly where we're from, because we're not exactly sure. So this is all of his book, and Mo is jealous because we get to read his book, and he's never been able to. So we're going to go up here again, and we are going to talk to him once again. "Did you find the notebook? You didn't see any plants in there from you? Well, you must have really traveled to places." So, after this, we're still going to be talking to him, and he's going to talk about this ghost lily. And the ghost lily is the most exotic plant. They've never seen it before, so one day they hope to see it. And in the meantime, we are just going to go and we are going to hop into here. We're going to pick this up, and he wants us to go talk to Ganga because we're very hungry, and Ganga's the one that will heat up the plants to allow for us to celebrate and have food tonight. So we took that little kid and he says, it smells like Uncle Ganga. And Ganga will then be here, and we're going to talk to him. He's going to give us a glow leaf to celebrate tonight. And then we'll run back up here, and then we're going to do a little... Oops, if I'm not stuck in a tree. I'm going to do a little bit more rearranging. We're going to move this all the way over here because we're not going to need it. Then we're going to move this up right here. We're going to move that, and then we're going to turn that. So everything is back in order, and then we're going to talk to the dad here, and we're going to celebrate. So now this is where the first incentive would come into play. So this party, you're going to see all these plants waving back and forth, dancing with everything. And if you look up at the very top right corner, you will see a little plant up there that only if you clap does it move. So it's kind of left out. So the incentive would be to cheer up the plant. After you're done, you can actually go back out to the plant and clap a couple of times, and it'll give you a piece. It's usually for hidden secret for the all secret pieces category. Unfortunately, we haven't really come up with that category fully yet, so can't really show that off. But if it shows, then that's one of the ones that I always use is cheer up the plant. So now with this, we have a little bit more that we have to do. We're first going to go down here, and we're going to go down to the river because Ganga believes that he has now seen the elusive Ghost Lily. The water is running in the perfect order. That's why we had to rearrange stuff. We had to have the water running in a specific way in order for it to work. So now we're going to talk to everybody because the Ghost Lily is very shy and doesn't like loud noises. So as long as we hide and are quiet, then we will be able to spot the Ghost Lily. So now that I'm talking to everybody, they're all hiding, and Mo's going to be like, hey, why don't you come and I have a hiding spot right over by me. So that's why I did in that particular order, so that I could just walk. And what do you know? The Ghost Lily shows up. Isn't it amazing? It's a very pretty plant too, because it's going to form up, and then it's just going to. Bradley is going to come in. That is Bradley the sheep. He is very naughty. He has bod, and it has caused the Ghost Lily to run away from us. But it got stuck here, so we're going to run all the way over here, and we're going to do a little bit more rearranging of stuff. So we have to move this over here because this is completely useless. This one is also completely useless, so we're going to move that one there. We are going to turn a couple of things. First thing I'm going to do is that. Then I'm going to turn this like that. We want to turn that like that. Move this one. Oops. Move this one over here. Then we're going to move this one right here so we can set that down. We are going to move this one right here. And then we are going to move this piece up right here and this all the way up here, and we are done. We are going to now talk to... we're now going to... It seems to be stuck, so we're going to untangle the plant. And because of that, we are going to go underneath here and run away with the Ghost Lily. And because of that, we are now going to end up in Chapter 3. And this is the forest. And the forest has our first little set of RNG involved into it. The first thing you're going to notice is the Ghost Lily is right here. We're going to go pick it up, and you see those little noises over on the side. That's actually, oops, I don't know how that happened. Messed that up a little bit, didn't go too far, or far enough, so we're going to go here. Those noises are actually an owl, and the owl is drawing a circle on the ground. That's telling us that we would have to make a circle with the moat around it, so we can talk to Chirp here. He's one of the watchers, and he's lost something. We don't know exactly what yet, but actually I'm going to move up here so it's a little bit easier. I have this a little bit organized for myself so I know exactly what I'm doing, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to place that right there. We're going to move up here and not worry about the water just yet. We're going to have to rearrange that in a little bit. But here's our first set of RNG, and that RNG happens to be when I go into here, and we're going to now rearrange some of this stuff. We're going to move these down so I can, we want to have that so we can, We don't need to worry about that anymore. So now we're going to go up here, and we are going to look for... Ah, crap, okay. We're looking for... Where are they? Okay, there's one. So we're going to move this up like that. Then we're going to move down the little ribbons that are on the actual thing. All right. So now we know where the second one is. So we're going to go all the way around like this for the sole purpose of skipping a cutscene. We don't know where the next one is, so hopefully... It looks like it is down. Ah, I still hit the cutscene. That's fine. So this is kind of a weird RNG so we're going to go down here once again. Since we already hit the cutscene, we're just going to go through it no matter what. And then down once again. Wow, that was actually kind of good RNG. So we're going to move that down right there. I just missed the cutscene by going into it, so we're going to hit these two, and then we're going to move this one over like that. And go over here, and we're going to pick up these two. And now here's where some of the RNG does not come into play, because we actually are done with the RNG. We know that this one is going to go up. This time we're supposed to be following the branches that are falling over. They point to the way that you're supposed to be. So we just skipped another cutscene, which is good. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to turn that down and then do that. So we can go down now and get our final one for this section. We're going to pick this up, right, these two. And we're going to set that down right there. We just had to go across to get, once again, 2 more pieces. So these... Oops! These are the other watchers. 1 second here. We have one more set of RNG that actually isn't RNG. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually walk over into there so I can do that. Then I'm going to turn that so I can walk through again, walk through that way, and then I can turn this so then I can walk through all the way over. That's the probably the fastest way that you can get through that. So once again, we're going to pick up one of these pieces, then we're going to set this down. We're going to walk over here to get our next one, and you're going to see another note. That's another note we can just skip. It's from Granny once again. So now we're going to turn this. We're going to grab this one, put it up that way, and set that one down. Then, because of this, we're going to do a little bit of rearranging here. And I'm going to go up in this direction. And we're going to go into here. This is one of our first skips that we're going to run into. So normally you have to solve a little puzzle here and get the worm to go through everything. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to go out of bounds on the map. So what I did there is I went as close as I could to the map corner where I would change it, and then I turned it while I was there, which caused us to go a little bit out of bounds, and I was able to completely skip the puzzle. And because I skipped that entire puzzle in that section right there, I have to do the other skip, which is a lot more inconsistent, in my opinion, is a lot more inconsistent to get. So we're going to hopefully get this really fast here. Once again, we're going to be doing a little bit of out of bounds to skip all of the puzzle here. So right here, we're going to grab this, and we are going to go over here. Oops, wrong one. There we go. We're going to go there, and then we have to line up. I'm going to be focusing a little bit here to try and get it. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Nope. All right. So this is where I can lose a lot of time or gain a lot of time. So I'm standing in the specific spot. This is very inconsistent in my opinion. What we're doing is once we teleport over to the other spot, since we don't have the worm, we're just going to teleport to the end over here. Normally you would have the worm get us over there and break the pathway so we could get over there. But we have to do this now since we lost the worm at the last place. Cool. That wasn't too bad. We'll take that. Now comes a really fun area where I have to focus once again. So this is another puzzle section. What's going to happen is normally you would have to look at the... 1 second. Normally you would be looking at some stones that show the exact path that this is laid out at, but because we actually know the layout, we can just always do what we're supposed to do there. Alright, I'm setting stuff up on purpose here. And then we have one more thing that we have to set up here. That, and then we can get this all set up. The reason that I'm setting up everything so that they're connected is at the very end of the game, they have a little bit of a they have something at the very end of the game that makes it very important. I'll explain it when I get over to it. Alright, and what's going to happen here is we have a very long mashing section here. It's just talking and talking. What he's kind of explaining is, we're waiting for the other Watchers to come by, and they're going to have this ritual to become the next Watcher, since I am so old, or Messenger. And Mother, which is the tree, is going to decide who the next messenger is. But while we're waiting for the other people, can I just show you around just to appease an old man? This is Niep. He's my favorite Watcher of the entire place. He has the favorite animal. Then we have, I can't remember his name. We have another two of the favorite, more messengers. Recad and Cholmek. They're really cool too. And then we've already met one of the other Watchers. The other Watcher is our very own Chirb, who we saw at the very beginning, and we gave him something since he managed to lose his sapling. Alright, and just like that, we are now at the near the end here of the this chapter here, chapter 3. Alright, so everybody's gonna put down their saplings. I can rest my hand for a second here. We're gonna set this down. Come on, Cholmek. And Chirb. So since Chirb didn't have the sapling, he did have the Ghost Lily that we just happened to give him. And because of it, the Ghost Lily is actually going to plant inside of the mother tree here. And it's going to kind of become a fast-growing tree that we will see later on exactly how big we're talking. Chirb of the Carnivorous. Mother has chosen. So now we're here. Normally he would tell you that he wants us to go and talk to all the other Watchers to see what they want to do, but since we already know that he wants us to do that, we're just going to go around and talk to him right now so we can just do both dialogues right in a row. Nobody else is going to want to go along with us. They want to stay and watch Mother grow big. So last person, and here we go, talking to the guy to get both dialogue boxes at the same time. Sounds like the other messengers want to stick around. May I show you the path of the Wildwood? Alright, Chirb is going to follow so he learns the way of the Wildwoods. And like that, we still have a little bit more mashing. So, becoming a Watcher, a big Watcher, allows for you to be able to move trees. And that amulet that we were given just now allows for us to, if we get close, the trees will move for us instead. Travel safe and pray for Chirb. So Chirb didn't want to be the Watcher, but since Mother chose him, he has to be the Watcher. Alright, and with this, we're going to move this down this way, because we have to come back through there later on, and we are going to run into the chalet here. The chalet is a little bit interesting. It's a magical chalet. So much so that the book that we're reading right now is actually telling the whole story of what's happening and our travels, and it said, and then the story tender enters, and that's when he entered in as we read it. So right here, we're going to talk to the story tender. and he's going to take us down and show us a little bit of the area. He's going to tell us, I've been trying to find other books. I don't know how to get to other places, but if you do, that's great. And that's exactly what we are going to be doing. We are going to go over this way. We are going to make this go up here, make that there, put that there. We're going to run all the way over this direction, skipping talking to him. Then we're going to move this up, move this down there, and move this here because we're going to get some magical boots, and these magical boots are going to allow for us to move faster. And they're only found in the second story. And once you read the book and you go and talk to them, you can grab the boots and you can just leave. No more talking to the story tender. So all that setup that I did in Chapter 2 is actually going to help us out right here because we actually needed everything to be organized for this little section right here. And you'll see in just a second here what it is. We're on a secret mission to try and find Cheyenne and get to a sandy place. And nobody in town knows about a sandy place. The only person that does is Mo. So we're going to run all the way down to Mo, and we're going to talk to Mo. And Mo is going to say that he only knows that he shows up sandy after he's been sleepwalking. So he's not tired right now, but if you can make him sleepy, then of course he'll show you the way. So another thing that I did was you saw the letter in the middle of that walkway there. I don't want to walk to the middle, otherwise I would have to pick that back up. And we saw this teacher earlier with these kids. These kids know exactly how to make people sleepy. So we have to talk to her. She's going to give us a plant that we have to plant all of the plants in. And the kids are going to show us exactly where the plants are that make people sleepy. And then we're going to give all 3 of those plants over to Mo, who's then in turn going to fall asleep and sleepwalk over to where we need to go. So I opened this up and everything will be back to normal. And what I'm going to do is walk around here one more time. Okay, missed that. That's good. Pick up one off of here. Then I'm going to run straight across and run down. About this direction, we should run into it. Good. Then we're going to go down southeast and grab our last plant that we need, I believe. Yep, there it is. So now we have all 3 of our plants. We're going to run back up to Mo. And Mo is going to fall asleep and take us to the sandy place. Here's 2. More flowers. He's getting sleepier. And finally, we're going to give him the last one. He's going to fall asleep and start sleepwalking towards the sandy area, which is actually my favorite chapter in the entire game. So now that we've moved, I'm just going to bring this up here, and we are going to enter into the sandy area. We will never be coming back to that area again, so we won't have to worry about moving anything anymore. So now we're in the sandy area. There's a little bit more puzzle solving that we have to do. We have to grab those first, and we have to talk to specific people throughout this entire area. They're talking about be wary of the sandstorms that are in this area. They also lead the way, but we're also missing our leader. And if you could you go and find the leader? So what we're going to do is we're going to go... What I'd like to do here is I like to go all the way over here. That gets us our first one automatically. So then we're going to turn me twice, go that way, then we're going to go over here. We're going to turn me around, then I'm going to move back here, go that way. Going to turn me around, bring that there. And then we're going to do that one more time. I can just do that, and then I'm already where I need to be. Pick up these 2 pieces. Then we're going to set down this right here, and then we have to set that one down right there. For the sole purpose of us going up here, we have to talk to this sign twice, because that will get us the next one to try and find the captain. So this is a puzzle we have to solve. We have to turn 90, minus 190, 270, minus 270, then 190 again. That will open up the treasure chest. And there's our coin. And now we're going to run down here and hopefully have a good path for these footsteps. Alright, not again. Oh, we have to turn them one more time there. So these should be good now. Yep. Oops. Oopsie. That should be good. Alright, that was really solid, actually. Alright, and then we're going to do a little bit of rearranging. We want that up here, and we want this one down here for us to get there a little bit faster. We have to get this. We have to go over here, and we have to hit this tree a couple of times to drop down the coconut, because we're going to be using that in just a second here. Then we have to talk to this lady, who is also looking for her captain. So, in order to do that, they say that there are clues everywhere to try and do that. So we are going to set this down right there, and we have to go into the wood, into the sandstorm. So you see these, alright, that's actually pretty decent. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn that, we're going to turn this one, and then we're going to turn this a couple of times. That was good. So now we're going to go over here, and we're going to talk to this sign. And then we're going to run back over into this. And we're going to do a little bit of rearranging as well. We're going to set this right here so we can get through. And then we have to... what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down a little bit here so I can organize this. I'm not the best at this section. We have to set up a wall for everybody. There's one. We have to find the other two now. We need to have this one facing up like that. Good, good. And now we just have to turn this one. Oops. There we go. We have now found the captain. The captain was hidden in this little section right here. Alright, so now we have the captain. The captain wants water. How do you suppose we get this water? Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to set this right there. Then we're going to go, we're going to set this right here and get everything aligned back up. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange these two just a tad bit. Because we're going to be using it later on. And we're going to get through here. Come on. We have to get the water. But the first thing we have to do is we have to talk to that rugged well here. Come up to the camel who is chewing on some linen. That's the only way we can get the water down. And we're going to go over here. We're going to put the linen on. We're going to put that coconut that we picked up later, and now we're going to drop it into the water. This will allow for us to get the water and run back and give Captain Samala the water that she needs. So I should have kept this as was. There we go. So now we can just run straight across over to Captain Samala. She's going to thank us, and then she's going to say, well, I know you found my sisters. Can you please go and find the amulet that I lost from a creature earlier on? I'm going to send out this bug that's going to tell people of my whereabouts, the beetle. So in order to find this other creature that we're looking for, we have to go into all the sand and hopefully get a good RNG coming up right here. They're called sand rogues. They're kind of cute. You'll see why in just a second. But they are thieves. They like shiny things. So if we set up a trap for another shiny thing, then it will allow for us to go and find him. Come on. Where are you at? Really? Alright, I guess it's right here, so we'll go into here. And where is our fountain right next door to us. Okay, that's not that bad. That can spawn in all three of them. It's awesome if it spawns right in front of you. It has happened before. We're gonna get that. We're gonna hide, and he likes the shiny thing, so he's gonna hit a rock that we just buried. So before we do anything, we're going to pet the little dizzy rat. He has something hidden inside of his fur. It's another piece of the map. So now that we have that, we're gonna run up here. All of her members are back, and we give her the stone. She's gonna jump on top of this temple here, the Sun Temple. She's going to put it inside of here. It's going to give us a little light that shines down on us. And this is another puzzle that was kind of fun to solve. Well, I had to have somebody else help me out, to be completely honest with you. But so what we're gonna do here is we're going to set this up a little too. So we have that one, this one, and this one. Then we're gonna put we're a little bit high on the thing, so we're gonna move down one that should be good. That's actually supposed to be right here. Okay, let's move a couple of things. We're gonna move this right here. Perfect. All right. So now everything else just has to be has to fill in this little area right there. We have now solved the sun puzzle. And then we also have actually solved the other piece, which this gave us water. We just move it down a little bit, and we have now completed this chapter. We just have to talk to one more person, actually one more person. This oasis has not had water for so long and used to be a booming place, but now it does not. But now that we've gathered up the water, they are now very happy, and we can run all the way back over here, and we can talk to the person here. Instead of a follower, we find out that Captain Samala is actually the grandmother, or this girl we're talking to is actually Captain Samala's grandmother. All right, so now we're gonna go into here. We're going to go down the stairs to check it out, and we have now finished up this chapter. So knowing how to solve all of these puzzles is actually kind of mandatory, because as you can see, you can get through them a lot faster once you know what you're doing. And after all this time trying to find Rhiannon, we finally run into her. She's gonna run up to us, give us a hug. And now we are with, or not Rhiannon, Cheyenne. Sorry, Cheyenne. We are with her now. So what we're gonna do now is we're actually going to go down below, and we're going to read another book, if I find the correct book. It's going to talk about invisible floors, and we would have to try and solve how to get those invisible floors. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over to here, and I believe, no, that's Searching Sands, Water Seekers, Destination Desert. We are going to run over this way. We're going to set that up. Let me find the actual book, because I completely forgot. The Enigmatic. In the House is Remarkable. These Mysterious Tomes. Wrong book. Once again. Horror Story. Alright, here we go. Here's the right book. Then we're going to move this down like that. We're going to build that. Then we're going to go up that way. Oh, now that we have this, we're actually going to run over this way, and we're going to talk to Cheyenne, who we're going to tell the next place that we're going to go is a volcano, where we believe that Granny is. So we're going to travel over to the volcano. But before we do that, we have to travel to the forest, who are going to lead us to that volcano area. And unfortunately, she doesn't feel comfortable going to it. Even though it says that it is a spa of sorts, she's not comfortable with going close to that volcano. So we're going to go back into here, and we're going to do a little bit of rearranging here. We want it to be up here. we want to be up here. Maybe. Here, we're going to do that. There we go. Alright, so with this, we can actually just go down. Right over to... Oops. Did I go too far? Where am I supposed to be going? No, I passed by it. Okay. We should be in the right section now. Somewhere. Somewhere in here. There we go. We need to get that. And now we're going to move this over, and we're going to... we're just going to move this down. That's what we're going to do. We're going to move that down, then we're going to move this into place. We're going to walk over to here. Because Chirp is going to be over here. He is now one of the trained watchers of the place. And he's going to say, I'm not sure how to get to the volcano, but the trees are telling me that the way to get down there is through the itching tree. We don't know what the itch means or how to solve it, but this is kind of a hint as to what the tree looks like. And as you remember earlier on, I actually rearranged a couple of things to be in specific spots. So our first one that we're gonna do is we're just gonna run all the way over here, and Carto's gonna say there's a small hole. It looks like they're scratching. So with that, we are now going to run over to this bear, who's the only one that can move the branches out of the way for us to actually enter into the tree. So that area is solved. We never have to return to the forest again, luckily. And with that, we're going to go into here, and then we have to solve one more section, but before we solve that section, we're just going to bring this over. We're going to pop up here, and we never had to grab the worm in the first place. So we're going to go into here. And now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to move ourselves down here. We're going to go over, and we are going to grab ourselves up this. And then we're going to run back as we're going. We're going to light up everything that we see. Then with that, we're going to go up here, bring that over, and bring this over. And with that case, we're going to now light up all of these on the way over, because this is another puzzle that's super easy, and in my opinion, this one of the stupidest solutions ever. Let's go down here. Let that one up. That's our setting point. We're going to light this one up, and now we're going to run back over here. And the solution to this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's the solution. We're going to set that down, and then this one down. It's going to spawn a new area. We're going to set that up here, set this one over, and we are going to run over this way, and we are going to be done with this chapter. Now, this next chapter, I said earlier on that something else was my favorite chapter. This is by far my favorite chapter. This is the volcano. We're going to drop down in here, and we're going to talk to Thumbo, or Pinko. This is Pinko. Say hi to Pinko. Then she's gonna go talk to Thumbo, but while we're here, we're just gonna stand in this corner, no particular reason whatsoever. Gonna walk out of bounds. We're going to move that back over, then we're gonna bring this piece over, go up to here, talk to the end of the level, get in there, and we are now officially done with that chapter. So that chapter is usually a 9-minute chapter. But with that skip, it allows for us to do it in, let's say 30 seconds. Which is pretty funny, because this is actually one of my favorite chapters casually, and now that we have that skip, it's actually my favorite, it's still my favorite chapter. Alright, so with that, we are back at the chalet. We were just here. You missed out on the volcano, Cheyenne, and sorry about that. And now we're going to go up here, and we are going to help him rearrange some of the books. Because if we rearrange the books, it's going to allow for us to find out how to get back to her hometown. Because Cheyenne is feeling very homesick, and she wants to get back to town. So helping him rearrange it will allow for us to find the correct books that he needs. Alright, there's one solved. So now this next one, we have to move all the books from right to left, but you can't set the bigger books on top of the other ones. So right now I'm going to focus a little bit. Alright, and with that, that part is solved. We're gonna run back up here. Got that one done. And now he wants us to solve one more. The easiest way, it's a bunch of different books. We're just going to move it all the way over to the right there, and that has completely solved all those books. Now we're going to run down here. We're not going to talk to him. We're just going to run all the way over to the right here, where Cheyenne is looking for the books to try and lead us back. So then, with that, we're going to go over here, and we're going to read this book, and the book is going to say that if you have a worm and some soil, the worm will magically lead us back to the place of where you originally the worm will lead us back to the sources of the soil. That's what I meant to say. And we had that worm, and we have soil from the very beginning. And so the worm is going to take us back to our hometown, and one of the letters that we skipped in the volcano was telling us that Granny could be at the iceberg. So she says, if you take me back to my hometown, then I will take you to go find Granny in the iceberg. So with that, we are now going through here. We're going to go up, and we are going to go up to the sail. And this is why you saw me pulling out the my phone to look at stuff, because we're actually going to be doing a little bit of a fishing game coming up. Not here. The only pathway that I know because of this is if you go into your items, you would see the worm, and the worm is always in a different position. The first one, he's facing southeast. The next one, he's in a N shape. This next one is going to be in the shape of 11, so we're going to go sail towards 11 o'clock. And the last one, they want you to take your time, so you're going to think it's all of those, but they leave the all the above option on there, and that's actually, usually it's never the option when you go on a multiple choice quiz or anything, but this time it actually was. So you do that, and you're all set. Okay, let's, she wants to go say hi to everybody, but she's going to be hiding. She just wants to hear their voice. She's not supposed to be back, because after you sail off on your own, you're not supposed to return. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to rearrange some things here. The first one, we want, this is going to be up like that. Then we're having this. We're going to set this down, and then set this. Then we're going to set this down, and then finally this. We're getting all this all set up for the sole purpose of later on, it's going to allow for us to just go right into the fishing game, because she's going to talk about it. We don't need any of that, so we're just going to set it right down there. And now, once we have that, we're going to go talk to specific people. The first one is right here. She's going to start explaining that, oh wait, there's a fishing tourney going on. We remember you from earlier. You're not from this town, so we don't care that you're back. And that fishing tourney is actually going to give us a map of getting to the iceberg, which just happened, or not of the iceberg, of the world, or of the sea. So getting this map will help us to get to the iceberg. So this is the next one that we want to talk to, and he's explaining the excitement for the fishing tournament. He'll lend us over one of his fishing poles to help with the fishing. And our last one is talking to the father, who doesn't see Cheyenne either. Have her have one of my bear hugs when you see her next time. So now we're gonna go down here. Oh, trapped. We're going to go down here, and we're going to talk to Cheyenne, who is, in turn, going to say, well, I want to do this fishing tourney. I'm going to help you out. But everybody's going to know who I am, because I'm not supposed to be returning here. So we're going to... she's going to say, I'll be right back. She's going to go, and she's going to get changed into something else. She is now Rhiannon. Nobody's going to recognize her, ever. Let's head to the big fishing lock. So we've already set up everything. This is also the first fish that we have to capture is that shape. So this allows for us to already have this set up, and we're going to just run over to the corner, and this is where a little bit of RNG comes into play, not from the fish that we catch, but from the time awaited for the fish. So we know what all the fish are, and we know what shapes, which just the waiting that we have to do. So she's gonna sit down, and now we can go fishing. We just wait now. Waiting. For it to bob up and down, you'll know. Right there. That's that first one. Now we're gonna rearrange a couple of other things here. We're gonna do, oops. Oh, we're gonna do that, sorry. Then we are going to do that and that. Get that down here, and this should be fish number 2. Good. Okay, that was pretty fast. Next up, we have that. Then we have this. I believe. Yeah. I always mess this one up, so I want to make sure that's that, then it's that, then it's up. Nope. I always mess it up. Alright, so in that case, we're gonna bring everything a little bit closer over this way. Waters are stirring. That third fish is always my downfall for some reason. Alright, and then last but not least, we have our last fish, and that's going to go this way. That's going to go up like this. There's that, then this goes down. The waters are stirring, and there we go. Now we are done with the fishing minigame. Come on, fish. Oh, it looks like you've caught all the fish. Come turn it into me. Okay. We'll teleport over that way. And give you all the fish. So now the prize is ours for the ocean. I don't know why anybody else needs the map to the ocean, but that was the grand prize instead of money. Alright. And with that, we're going on to the next chapter. Farewell. So they didn't recognize us. That's good. That's good. And now we are going to head off to the Iceberg. And the Iceberg actually has quite a few of those map skips that we had earlier on, and also another shortcut. So normally you would have to talk to this first woman over here, but if you're fast enough, you can actually just she's talking to me, that's fine. Normally you wouldn't talk to her, but you can grab that piece of paper and just dip out without having her give you a scarf. There's no use for the scarf whatsoever until the very end of this level, but we would get it automatically anyway. So we're going to stand about right here, and hopefully I did this correctly. I did, awesome. So we stand right there, and we skip having to do this whole section of trying to find this guy's backpack, coming back down. Instead, we can just skip that entirely and just get to the next section. Skip having to talk to that guy. We're going to stand right in this section. We're going to go right here, and we're going to turn this like that. Then we're going to place this down right here, and that's going to skip us having to go into the ice section right there. That will allow for us to now go to the next section here, which we are going to... Nope. Boy. There we go. We're gonna go up this direction. Go through that door. And we're going to head up here and we're going to talk to this guy. And this guy is going to say, hello again. I saw you come in. Are you interested in learning about the icebergs? There's... All of our icebergs that we have, there's 6 of them, and we've always missed the elusive 7. We don't know how to do it. Maybe you can try and solve it. Here's a piece to help you try and get there. And also that boat at the very beginning of the level, or at the very beginning of the game, you remember us getting that? Well, that is actually his. We finally found the guy. Alright, we're going to go into here. And head back through here. And doing that, we are now in a little section of trying to get pieces together. So there will be a puzzle solved automatically. Always get this in the wrong spot. We're going to do that. Perfect. Alright, so now we're going to head down here. I believe I'm in the right spot. Yeah, okay. Now there's wind here. We want to go all the way over. Grab this guy's backpack. He's lost it for a second time. Usually this would be the second time. Alright. And like that, we're going to talk to this guy, and he's going to say, we need to light that lighthouse that guy was by. That has never been lit before, so they want us to light it up. And he found these little patterns on this pillar right here. And this pillar usually shows you the pattern that you need to have for all of the platforms for that light to show up. But since we've already solved it, we are now able to go and get this right away and find light up the lighthouse, and also one second here. There's that, and then our last one is right there. We've now solved the puzzle, and we found the 7th iceberg. Anybody want to guess what's in that 7th iceberg? So we're going to go here, and then we're going to set this right here. We're going to move this up here. And with that, we're just going to place everything in position. Cool, cool. All the pieces are together, gathered up. And with that, we're going to run up this way, since the store is already open. And also, what I forgot to mention is this is also where the second incentive could be set up. In this area, since it's an ice level, you can actually solve, or you can actually build a snowman. So the incentive would be called, do you want to build a snowman? And with that, we're going to open up this chest. And what do you think is inside of this chest they've been waiting for this all these years? The answer is puppies. Huskies. So the story behind this is, if you read one of the books in the chalet, you'll read about this this drink called Neverwinter, and that Neverwinter puts them in almost eternal sleep until somebody wakes them up. Well, we just woke them up, and they've actually not grown because of that drink as well, and the eternal slumber caused them to stay in there. So after that, we've now we're almost done with this chapter already, which is good. So we're gonna go here, and now this is the only granny note that we actually have to pick up and read, otherwise it won't allow for you to do anything. So we read that, and now we have to go talk to everybody, because Cheyenne's gonna tell us that she believes that we need to say goodbye to everybody. So once we talk to everybody here, we're going to be done with this section. Go talk to him. He's then going to give us A little note as well, if we ever go back to the islands, could you please, he says, could you please drop off this note to my parents saying that I'm okay. Then we're going to talk to Cheyenne. We're going to give her the note saying where Granny is. She's up higher. She flew over the iceberg, couldn't land. Goodbyes are done. Yeah, we're ready to set sail. And off we go, leaving the Huskies in the hands of those wonderful people. Alright, we're going down to the story tender in the chalet to see if we can get up high. And this is actually the last chapter of the entire game. And the story tender's like, I know of some way of getting high up in here, but it's hidden, and I don't know how to do it. I just know that there's a secret room. And how to open it up, I've actually, I have one more picture on my phone that allows for me to know this last order. If this gets chosen, obviously, I'm going to memorize this order. It's not super hard, it's just, I haven't taken the time to actually memorize it. I know a couple of the ones. Alright, here we go. They're telling us to find little hints of where this hidden area is, so we're going to go to the ups and downs of the story chalet. We're going to read this book, and a note is going to fall out of it. And that's actually the order that you're supposed to have for the books. The shelves here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the teepee up, then we're going to set this, and I believe it's this next. Then we're going to have the pie, that and that. Perfect. I actually didn't need that picture. Alright, and just like that, we are now heading out of the area and going up high. If we're high enough, we should be able to meet up with Granny. So we've gone through here. We're going to look through there, and we're going to see the wonderful tree that we planted very early in the game with Chirb. So the Ghost Lily just happens to be kind of like a parasite that took over the entire tree. A good form of it, though. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and head over to the tree to see if we can get higher from where we actually are right now. And the timing will be coming up very soon here, actually. Probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes. We have to go over here. We're going to go and talk to Chirb, who's going to let us into the mother tree. And we're going to go up higher. But when we get up higher, we're going to... something else is going to happen. And I'll say that when that happens. Okay, going to... Normally you would want to talk to them, and they're going to say good luck getting up high. But we're just going to go up here. Are you ready? I'm so excited. Yeah, we're going to go up to the treetops. And while we're up here, unfortunately, we have to wait for Cheyenne to get super excited about being really high up in the trees. They don't worry about falling off or anything. They're just excited about how high up they are in the air. But we're up here and we don't see Granny. What's happening? Maybe we had to go a little bit higher. Maybe if we just rearrange stuff on the map, it'll make us go higher, and that's what we're going to do. So this is what I was talking about stuff being... getting everything all organized. So we're just going to move everything down. This is actually a really good spot for everything. I've never had it in this position before. That was actually really fast. Then we're just going to hit the Y button and scroll through all of the dialogue that Cheyenne has, because this is why we rearranged everything, because we had to have all of the pieces combined into one, so we could just skip through everything. So this was actually really solid. That was really fast ending. And now we're going to go up even higher. But the problem is, when we go up, where's Granny? She's still not here. So we're going to move this over, and we are now connected. And what do you know? Here's Granny. So, this was Carto. The timing will be coming up after we master the final dialogue here, and the screen goes to white. then we will be able to then we will have time. So we finally meet up with Granny, and she says, "I've been looking for you everywhere. Who's this person?" "This is Cheyenne, and she went on a trip with me. Would it be cool if I was able to join you?" She says, "Yeah, absolutely. We can go on a trip." So they end up going on and taking Cheyenne on the trip, and timing will be in 3, 2, 1 time. So that was Carto. Done in under an hour and 10 minutes. This game is super fun. It's really relaxed. It's super chill. It's super fun, and we really want to show it off. So if you liked what you saw, I hope it gets accepted into the marathon. I would be so happy to show this off and how cute of a game this is in the community. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and I hope to see you at the marathon.